The top 11 retirement concerns to prepare for those of you who are not retired yet, or for those of you who are retired. And some of these I'm sure will still come up. Now, I've mentioned some of these before in videos, but they're very important. Probably the top 11 things I can think of in importance for preparing for retirement. And I got all these from Vision Retirement. Here you go. Here's number 1. And guys, leave me comments. For those of you already retired, for those of you not retired yet, what is the biggest 1 or 2 things you think you need to prepare for in retirement? Those in retirement, tell us if those were right or not. Here's number 1, outliving your savings. Yeah, retirement planners say plan for at least 30 years, or plan for 30 years of retirement savings. Needs to last you a while. Unless you have not too long of longevity in your family, and even then, I would add another 5-10 years to the expected longevity of your family, just to make sure you get through to the end of your retirement, not run out of money, right? Number 2, paying for health care. Yeah, it's a big one. Now, I have been using ACA or Obamacare since I retired. It's been almost 3.5 years. It's worked great for me. We don't know if that will be here in a year from now, 2 years from now. We just don't know. Hopefully it will. So for those of you who have not reached Medicare age yet, it's been a lifeline for me. It really has. If you can keep your income low, you can get some pretty good premiums from them. I'm not paying much at all for my health care. Hey, for those of you who see me for the first time, my name is Duane. On this windy, high desert day, I'm trying to squeeze it in before the sun goes down. Hopefully it's not too windy. This is a retirement channel for people on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video. And if you really like it, down here are 2 other ways to support the channel. Number 3, paying off debt. Now, I'm not one of those who say you have to be completely debt-free when you retire. Heck, man, I bought a house 6 months into retirement. But if you can keep that down to a minimum, pay off all those credit card debts on a monthly basis, yeah, just keep it down. You don't want to go, last thing in the world you want is to be in a huge amount of debt when you retire, right? That's not a good, stable place to be. Number 4, when to claim Social Security. I'm struggling with that right now. Well, I wouldn't say struggling. I am grappling. How about that? Grappling with it right now. Because my cash reserve is getting low. Okay? So, toward the end of this year, I will make a decision. Do I claim Social Security now? I'll be 63 in August. Or do I pull more cash out of my retirement funds? Still I'm still grappling with it now. As you can see, look, I'm all twisted. I'm all twisted in a grappling exchange. So yeah, it's a big decision. And hopefully you can have that figured out, or at least a guesstimate of when you want to do this before you retire. You know, you can always change your mind. I went into it thinking I was going to do it at 62, take Social Security. But as I got my YouTube income, I realized you can push it out. Push it out as long as you can. Number 5. Eliminating risk from your investments. Ideally, the older you get, you should get more conservative in your investments. Now, I've got comments from viewers who are still 100% in stocks and they're like 65. Okay, I guess if you have the stomach for that, if you have the stomach for stock market going like this, I don't. Right now, I'm currently about 55 stocks, 45 bonds. Okay, so ideally, now there is another thing called the rising glide path. Once you get into retirement age, this says you should increase your stock exposure the older you get. I'm not into that. If you are, there's a man called Michael Kitces. Look him up. He talks about it. Number 6, saving enough money. You know what? I'm moving locations. Enough of this. Number 6, saving enough money. And yes, the wind is here still, but look at this. I've got that big barrier there. Shows you how windy it can get out here sometimes. Number 6, saving enough money. Obviously, right? Especially for those of you who are not retired yet. Yeah, even in retirement. Okay, even in retirement. You got to make sure you've got enough money saved, right? Goes without saying. You got to make sure that, guys, you got to start saving. For my younger viewers, if you haven't started saving, now I didn't start saving till I was 40. Okay, I was still able to retire at 59. But if you're in your 20s now, and yes, believe it or not, I have viewers in their 20s. If you can start saving now, guys, start saving now. Do it as soon as you can. Get that saving ramped up. So you're just ready to go as far as retirement savings goes, right? Earlier the better. Number 7, avoiding Medicare mistakes. Now, I am not by any means an expert in Medicare. Okay, so I won't even begin to tell you, hey, you got to do this and this and this. I haven't reached that stage yet. Give me a year from now, and hopefully I'll be kind of an expert in Medicare. But there are so many decisions that you have to go through in deciding what kind of Medicare coverage you want. Research it heavily, starting a couple years before. Like I said, I'm turned 63 in August. I'm going to start researching it at the end of this year. Don't want to make those mistakes by any means. Number 8, countering inflation. Okay, as where we were 2 years ago, year and a half, even a year ago, inflation wasn't that great, right? Wasn't great at all. You have to make sure that you've got a set of investments that will at least, hopefully, match inflation, and obviously do better than that in order for you to have your nest egg grow, right? But if you've got 7% inflation, good luck with that. Even if you're all in stocks, yes, over a 10 to 20 year period, they return about 9 or 10%. But from one year to next, it could be up 20% or it could be down 20%, right? So as far as inflation goes, just make sure you have a diversified portfolio that will be enough in most years to counter and hopefully beat inflation. Number 9, unexpected home repairs. Now, what are you going to do about that, guys? I mean, seriously, what do you do? And here is always an exciting part of my videos where I switch hands. Yeah, I'm an acrobat. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, it's always a big part. Unexpected home repairs. How do you know? How do I know if this garage right here, if that door is going to, and you know what? To be honest with you, this door has been getting stuck more often than not lately. And it's as you can see, it's pretty good. How you like my little gargoyles there, huh? One on each side. So you never know as far as home repairs go, guys. You never know what's going to crop its ugly head up, right? You just don't know. These are things, hopefully you have an emergency fund or / miscellaneous fund, a slush fund, if you will, that you can dip into, when these things come up, home repairs, stuff like that, Obviously you got your retirement nest egg, but if you can plan, just put a little extra in there for home repairs, right? Just so you can be, now that I'm looking at my garage here, I thought it was pretty well sealed. I don't know about that anymore. It's got a big gap in there. What's the deal? Didn't see that before. Got to do something about it. Let me show you. Well, it's not a big gap. It's right up here. Anyway, home repairs. Yeah, you got to be ready for anything, right? You got to be ready. So what does that mean? Have a little excess put into your retirement savings, or you could call it a slush fund, whatever you want to do. Number 10, RMDs, okay? Required minimum distribution. Now, the good thing about people on moderate retirement, we're not going to have that big of a nest egg. We might take a hit, but in most cases, it's not going to be a big hit. It's not going to be like if you had a $5 million portfolio, right? Let's see if I can go back here to the scenery. See if the wind's still going on. In most cases, it's not going to be a huge hit, right? Now, Roth conversions take care of a lot of that, okay? Some of you may be doing that already. If you are doing Roth conversions, let me know. Let me know. I have not done that. Might do it in the future, but again, people on moderate retirement income, let's say you've got a $500,000 nest egg. Your RMDs aren't going to hit you nearly as hard as if you had a 2.5 million one, okay? But still, you have to be aware of RMDs. That is one of these concerns you need to prepare for, or if not prepare, at least are knowledgeable about. And those will hit in your early 70s. Finally, we got taxes. Taxes are huge, dare I say huge, in retirement. I've been able to be in the 12% tax bracket ever since I retired because I keep my income low. Okay, what did I earn the first year? $22,000 from YouTube. Last year, $24,000. You know, unless my channel explodes, I'm not going to be in a huge tax bracket. Okay, and also the genre we're in, retirement genre. Yeah, I'm not going to be having 2 million subscribers. So I'm pretty sure my income will be able to stay pretty low. So what does that mean? My taxes will stay low. Okay, guys, but you have to, a lot of people go into retirement, they don't know. They don't even think about taxes. Got to think about it. So there you go. There are 11 top retirement concerns to prepare for in retirement. And as always, from the windy, hopefully it wasn't too jiggly, high desert, we got this.